never do this. I'm on my Octatrack right now. Yo, by the way, I'm going through samples because I just figured I'd get the process started. Alright, so this is actually something I could use. So I remade and this is nice. Trying to avoid peaking with this, but I can't predict the level of these samples. Okay, I like that. These are like my old samples from back when I had an MPC. So this is like a time machine for me because I don't really go through these samples anymore. I've been primarily using I like that. Man, it's been years since I've actually... I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna chop that. That's from the Clark sisters. Actually, I'm gonna put that other joint on a flex joint. You know what I'm saying? Because on the flex joint, you have more... you have the ability to actually chop and be more specific with how you manage that sample. Don't ask me how I remember that. It's been a while. I really don't use the Octatrack to make. I'm gonna take that. That's a David Ruffin sample. Of course, that's gonna cause me to peak right there. Yo, if you hear any, ooh, I like that. That's a doobie, but a doobie. I like those drums. Yeah, man, I haven't made beats on this. Yo, if I'm peaking right now, like, my bad, cause like, it's been a while since I've worked on the Octatrack, so I really don't. It's like a time machine. I'm going back in the past. Like, I haven't seen these or listened to these samples in like 4 years. So this is like a time machine for me. Whenever I open up, ooh, I love that song. Let me see if I could play this without a copyright issue. Yo, it's been years since like I've like really just sat down with the Octatrack. Outside of using it as a performance mixer, it's been a journey, honestly. Like, cause I started primarily on a Digital, eventually got an MPC one, and then I was like, all right, let me just go for this Octatrack back in 2021. I don't know if you remember, but back when Bitcoin was hitting like 21,000, I was like, I'm gonna get this because this was like what I wanted from day one. The only thing was the price point, and so I was like, I'm gonna go for the Digital. I'm gonna go for the Digitac. But once I got those, that's not what I wanted. You got a good YouTube name. I'm asking for a bunch of YouTubers for one, because you guys know more about YouTube than me. Nah, man, yo, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm heavily inspired by Voltage Controller. Sound Control is specifically all credit to Voltage Controller, by the way. Like, if we could give a round of applause, he's a legend. He's the GOAT. Like, I wouldn't even know about this stuff without coming across. I consider myself a student. Like, there's nobody who was doing hip hop on this box before Voltage Controller. Like just exactly like he's the wizard. Like he's the guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, shout out to all the other YouTubers out there, but Voltage Controller like really just like opened up my mind, and like so That was like back in 2018, 2019. And then so I was just like, but I kept seeing online like, this joint is mad like hard and stuff like that. It's so hard to learn, blah blah blah. So I allowed that as well as the high price point to keep me, and just was like, oh, let me just go with a Digatone. I went the Digatone. I didn't know anything about sound design. How am I gonna go with the Digatone? I don't know nothing about sound design. That's wild. Like Digatone as your first box is wild. Like you gotta know what you're doing. And then I got a Digitac. Honestly, in retrospect, I was in over my brains with both those boxes. And I was coming from I mean, this was when I first went dollars. Like my first dollars setup consisted of a SP404 SX and a mini log. Anyways, let me get back to. I'm looking for samples, like, but like, in regards to my name, um, that kind of came about. Like I think of like it kind of sort of yin yang. The purpose of sound control is kind of yin yang, like because it's like chaos and control. Um, so like sound is chaotic. Sound is just basically what, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, it's like air particles in the air vibrating to create noise, or this thing we experience as sound. And then, I'm trying to just control it. So, like, and like, honestly, like that's where my mindset approach, like, came into tack with that. Like, but I didn't know sound control was actually in the Octatrack. If you go in a menu in where is it? It's in the settings menu. The name's, oh shoot, second. Uh-oh. No, I think I hit something. No, what is going on, bro? I think I might have lost all my samples. Oh no, let me see, give me a second. No, I'm good. Nah, but like, if you go into, I think it's MIDI control. Nah, it was, I didn't know this until I got the Octatrack, because like, I was kind of playing around with names. Originally, like when I had the Digitact and the Digatone, I was trying to do this DJ Act 1 because tone act. So DJ Act 1, my very early videos, I was kind of playing around with that. But nah, sound control is somewhere, and it's actually in the Octatrack. It's weird. I didn't know it was in here. Maybe it's in the MIDI screen. I think it's. I'm not gonna waste time with this. I came here to make a beat, so I'm trying to make a beat on this thing. It's somewhere in there. I'm gonna take a picture one of these days. But just for reference, I'm actually going through some samples that I made from, well, a folder of samples that actually came from back in the day when I had an MPC-1 and I was just recording loops. So this was like a funk like sample that I made. I've actually sampled it before. There was like minimal drums. I think I had drums elsewhere. So I'm just going through a bunch of different samples. Here's another sample, like another loop I created, probably on the MPC. Yo, shout out Crib Mac. I hope he's free. Yo, I used to sample everything. I would, I gotta, nah, I respect it, man. Get to sleep. You gotta get that money. I'm not gonna play that because I don't want to get no copyright issues. Oh, but it still went in there. I'm just going through some samples that I collected over the years. This thing is really like a time machine, like I was referencing at the start of this stream. Like it's like going back in time, and I think any sampler can serve as a time machine because you're going back to a time frame where like you save these sounds and they're always there, and I think that's kind of borderline magical. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where this is from. Like, I made this, but I don't remember playing it. That's nice. I'm gonna load that in here. And I'm just loading everything into a static machine with the exception of like any drum hits that I come across. I'm gonna load that into probably a flex track for more flexibility. The what a static machine versus a flex machine is, these are just different ways for the sample to access samples. I think the flex reads it from RAM, static track reads it from memory. All right, so I'm done. I'm gonna go through a bunch of samples now, and I'm gonna take that first. I think I should actually, I'm gonna see if I copy the sample slot. Let's see if I could copy into, I've never actually recalled doing this. Okay, so you can copy and paste the sample from a static to a flex track, so that funk copy, funk paste still works here. So I'm gonna edit that sample but I'm not gonna play it long because it does come from a song. It's probably a famous song, and I'm gonna use the drums. I'm gonna actually use the slicing function. Here you have manual slicing, so you can just do whatever you want. Like, you have all, I'm gonna actually create because I wanna create like a drum kit, I'm gonna do 64 slices. So that's a nice snare. I'm gonna take that snare. Next, I'm gonna try to find a, like, this thing really is like, it's fun to come back to. It's just a process. I will say that it takes a little bit of time, but if you're patient with it. All right, so I got a snare here. Ooh, that's a cleaner kick. I'm gonna grab that kick, and you can normalize this, almost like if you recall the MPC1. You can take samples and normalize them by segments. Yeah, the same thing here. Sometimes I miss the MPC1. I mean, because you get like a, oh, you have to go to school. Hey, nah, for sure, definitely get to school. Ooh, so, but yeah, nah, stay in school. I'm telling you. Once, like, I wouldn't have the opportunity to work on these instruments without the opportunity school provided me. So I'm gonna take those slices, and I'm gonna actually, let's see, save sample settings. I'm going to now access the samples. I really like those drums. I might come back to it. Dang, it's 10:50 in Miami. I mean, yeah, East Coast. Wait, but it's 9:50 for Gamer Boss. Oh, you must be like younger, but like that's cool. I mean, if it's 9:50 for you, you must be Central Time. So probably like if you're down south, are you like in I don't know, is Missouri like Central Time? You know what I'm saying? Or like Chicago, Illinois. I don't know. I'm just throwing out random places. I'm in America. I know that. Like if I'm just throwing out random places that are Central Time. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's yeah, this kid's young. I'm in America, obviously. Yo, I don't understand, man. Hey, man, stay in school, bro. That's fun. That's funny. Hey, do your thing. Enjoy life, and do not rush. Like, all you got to look forward to is paying taxes. I think what I'm gonna start with the actual sample first because I'm having trouble. Not slicing drums is fun, but I don't got the like, I don't, I never used to really slice drums for real in here like too often. There were certain drum kits. Actually, no. Let me try. I have one more here. Maybe. So that's the Clark drum, the Clark sisters drums. Oh, let me take away time stretch. I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna come back to that. I have like percussion there to start with, but that's not gonna be the end all be all. Doesn't the government make enough anyways? I don't wanna do no taxes. Oh, you're gonna have to pay taxes regardless. Like the government is in debt like 30 trillion, I think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. 35 trillion. 35 trillion is what 1 million is 6 zeros, a billion is 9 zeros, a trillion is 12 zeros. Yo, 30 trillion? Yo, you ever think about how much 30 trillion is and that's what our country's in debt? Like, yo, you ever just sit and think about that number, 30 trillion? I don't think there's a trillionaire out there. There's billionaires. But the country as a whole is 30 trillion in debt. Yeah, we're collapsing for sure. But hey, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just here making beats. Don't listen to me. I don't know nothing. Let's see. And I do not want to have any problems with any government entities that are watching this. For some reason, I just selected this. Okay, here. So the sample's loaded. I'm gonna create some random slices. Let's see where this goes. We're gonna do 32 slices. Okay, maybe not 32. We're gonna do 16 because they're too short. Off the bat, I want to reverse it, see where that goes. All right, so we're gonna go with that. I've sampled this before. 3, 4. So I was clearly doing too much on the sample. The fast one is way more scary. Yeah, I was kind of going crazy with these. I was making loops and then I was loading them onto MPC one. But sometimes I would get too intricate with like adding layers and layers, and I don't think having more layers is necessarily better for sampling and slicing. Sometimes you get those happy accidents out of it. I always run the slices in the ping pong mode. Oh, that's a good idea. Let me try that. So if I go to that's ping pong mode. Let's see. I'm gonna change the sample though. Ooh. I gotta turn off. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. So we got some youngsters in there. Okay. So y'all gotta go to school. I feel you. But we gonna I'm gonna go to a different sample. Like I like that. Let's go with this David Ruffin joint. Let's see what I can do with this. Let's see, maybe there's something I can do with this David Ruffin joint. I'm just not gonna play it out because I don't want a copyright issue. I'm just gonna automatically slice it.
So they locked up. Sunshine, please, sunshine, blue sky.
If you recognize this sample, shout out to you. Shout out, but I'm not. Oh, 1 second. So I'm trying to like do something right quick. Like I'm trying to find that sweet spot, and I'm like currently playing around with what.
Sunshine. Please, 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 all is fine, and go. The day is filled with so dead with her cha. So toast,
Ooh, that's where the ping pong works. One, two.
people just have feelings. Word explain. Everyone knows that I'm supposed to cry. Everyone knows that I'm supposed to cry. Everyone knows to cry. I wanna go. Everyone knows cry.
There's a lot going on in that sample, so it's kind of tough, right, to really say, yo, I want to go with that direction. So I'm just gonna look one more time. Let's see. So I have this very simple piano sample. I feel like a simpler sample is sometimes always like easier to work with. Obviously, I can work to chop that other song, but you know, with limited time, like you know, on this stream, I don't want to. I want to ensure that like y'all are seeing the process. Yeah, no, it definitely got some heavy drums. I think it's tough to like a full record. Sometimes like the more complete a record is, the harder it is to really get a sweet spot. No, this is just boring. All right, like I'm not gonna lie. All right, we're gonna keep going through my old samples. I think we. Oh yeah, that's that Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm gonna. Let's just see. Let's just give me a second. I'm just gonna. Yeah, man. Like, I appreciate that. Yeah, I like to switch it up too. Like, the other night was cool. That was fun. To make a beat like that. I like to switch it up too. Pardon me. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna kind of get out of this MPC folder because I never really even like the samples in that too much. I know I'm going through analysis paralysis right now. I always say like it's the worst thing ever, but I want when I make a sample, I want that to hit like, ooh, I always like that like Jackson record. Um, that was always a good record. I'm not gonna play it out because I do not want copyright. Man, oof. Yo, the Jacksons, yo, I feel like, yo, shout out to the Jacksons because before they became the Jacksons, they were the Jacksons 5 and like, but like the Jacksons made some. This is, it's getting there. I'm feeling the sample, like, you know what I'm saying? You taught me precious secrets. Well, that was actually my frat bro. Let me see. He was singing a cover of Donny Hathaway. The audio is not that great, so I'm like. We got to be extra careful. Yo, you seen this? Yo, you gotta watch that Soul Train, Me and Mrs. Jones. Ooh, that's a record. That's a record right there. Like, I wish, man, I never actually figured out how to sample this one. All right, these slices are too long. Let me do 24 slices. All right, 24 is too long. Let me do 32 slices. The sound quality again, it's so low fidelity, and really with the Octatrack, it's about like, especially their work with the Quincy Jones. Yeah, bro. The Jacksons stuff with Quincy Jones, quintessential. But yeah, like because this was a Soul Train performance, the sound, I just never got past the sound quality. I like the sound quality to be of a certain level. Ooh, I always liked this sample. I don't recall where I got this from, but this one was always nice. Yo, what's up, D0? Thanks for tuning in. Yo, I'm actually struggling right now. It's been a while since I chopped on the Octatrack, so I feel like a noob. This is a lot going on in that sample. I know I could force something. I'm just not feeling it. And with the samples, I like to like feel it in the moment. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, I'm gonna try this. I've never I never successfully sampled this, but this is a climax sample from the 80s. I've always wanted to kind of sample this, but I got lazy because you actually have to manually chop it, and it's just like, yo, when it clicks yeah, facts. Let me 20. Yo, but I truthfully like, yo, so the DT2 is easier to get for a newbie. Yes. But you miss out on the manual chopping. Like you get like a much easier, seamless experience in terms of crafting a beat from start to finish. And, you know, you can have up to 16 distinct beats or patterns. I just call them beats in a bank. With the Octatrack, you're constrained to 4 parts, which you have to have the same specific samples associated or assigned to each track across those 4 parts. So it's hard to explain. It's just there is a lot more variability that you're able to introduce with like the Digitac 2 or Digatone 2 or Digitact or Digatone. Yo, I honestly wanted to always sample this. It's such a nice part of the sample, but it's not, it doesn't work. I can make this work. I'm just really lazy. Like, yeah, okay, so I'll say this. The Digitac 2 definitely has made me lazy. And that's one thing I have to give to MPC is the fact that you can chop. Like, yo, if I could just chop to the beat, I would be on it. With this, you gotta be a little bit like, you gotta be like manual with it. But when it clicks, it clicks.
seems cold. It seems cold. Seems cold. So me, my, so me. It was just, and it was just realized, and it was just realized, and it was just, and it was just, and it was realized, and it was, and it was realized, my realized, and realized, and realized, and realized, and
I'm gonna come back to that because you know what? I like that. I like kind of where that is, but I'm not gonna spend too much time there. I'm gonna leave that on track one. I might come back to that. I might use that somehow in some way. Like what I do like about this, oh yeah. Like yeah, I overthink too. I totally understand, and that's why this has always been a long process. But sometimes, like I just take the, you know, this is fun. Like I'm not. It's time consuming, very time consuming. But it's fun once you land on something. Ooh, I kind of like that sample too. So let's see. Let's see what that looks like. So I'm gonna mess with this one too. Let's see, create slice grid, linear locks. Let's give this a shot. Wait, why isn't the, why aren't okay, so this is a sample that I could easily do something with. This space. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's turn this metronome. 2, 3, 4. I actually recorded that wrong, but there's a little dissonance in that last note. Let me see. Ooh, I think I unlocked a cool trick. Yo, just toggle between pages and see what that does. Like, toggle. So toggle between pages and just randomly start hitting things. And once you get a feel for it, like, that actually, I wouldn't have landed on that before, but I think I got some. Oh, first off, I keep messing up with this metronome. Like, well, not metronome. I have no pre-roll set up. This is a new project, so I always need. I messed up. Oh my goodness, my timing is terrible. Oh, let me turn on quantize. Sometimes I turn off quantize. On the other boxes, like, I love turning off quantize, but I need to have like a little, with this box, you need some control. You need a level of grounding because this will take you wherever you wherever. Wrong note. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Finally. All right, let's find some drums now. Man, let's go back to that Clark. All right, because we only have 8 tracks, let me get smart, right? So because we only have 8 tracks, we have limited tracks. So maybe we assign kick and snare to the same track. The only thing is if I figure to somehow, if I feel as if the snare and the kick should hit at the same time. Sorry if that's like clipping right now. I like that actually. That's a nice snare. So we're gonna do that. Let's see what kicks are available. I was thinking about doing that Clark Sisters kick, but man, I gotta turn this down. I don't know how you turn down Audition. I'm gonna just do some like a basic drum samples. I'm not gonna try to do anything fancy because I need to get grounded in this machine again. Hold on. I don't like those. I don't like that snare or kick. I don't like any. Pardon me. Like I'm getting used to this workflow, and it's been a while. It's like I gotta actually find, because I used to have some nice kicks, I had some go-to stuff like back in the day. Don't spend too much time away from the Octatrack. It's like sound BJM is a future DT2. What's a BJM? Yeah, DT2, bruh. If it had like, oh, I like these kicks. Okay, this is like down my alley. Like low key, not doing too much, not too poppy, but like, yeah, DT2, so fast. You don't even have to use your brain for real. Like, this is taking a lot of. I have to like think in the present with this, and then I have to think like ahead. Like, yo, what am I gonna do next? I can't be like with this machine. You gotta think in the past, present, and future. Your mind gotta be in multiple places to. All right, let's see what this. Oh, that's another thing. With this, you can't play multiple tracks at the same time. Like, you can't literally trigger multiple tracks at the same time, which is, oh my goodness, because like I could demonstrate it here. Like, yo, I could do this is gonna be loud. Like, let me turn everything down because. But I could do. This you gotta do it one by one on one track. So it's like so there's no kind of, I'm not really saying this has polyphony because it doesn't. It's monophonic, but I could play multiple monophonic tracks out. Actually, oh, hopefully I didn't mess that up. Yeah, that's the one I made. Let me get off of this because I don't want to. Let me get off that because I'm about to mess that up. Let me go to a random. All these, but you get what I'm saying? Like, we gotta run sound. Yeah. All right, bro. I'm gonna catch you, bro. Hold on. So there was always these hi-hats that I always used to go back to. Personally, it's the shaft hi-hats. I used it in so many different songs because that's the thing. Like, when making beats on this, I just would take samples and fit them together like puzzles. Like, it wasn't even, yo, peace, bro. Um, I'm gonna catch you on the flip side. But yeah, like when I used to make beats on this, man, like it was like a puzzle. So I'd be obviously it's the time. Time stretching is like either you like it or you hate it. I hate the time stretch. I wouldn't even say like the best part about this box is like the the beat programming because it's not. It's very basic, but I'm gonna show you like why this thing just captivates me every time. It's just its limitations. Once you've used the Digitact and Digital, it's like for beat making, you want to use this. For making a movie, you want to use this. For performing, you want to use this. But this has to be. This can't be like. All right, so I'm gonna explain why I love this thing, and I'm just gonna use the main sample as the example why I love this thing. I will never not love this thing. It's because you can just add scenes. Like, you could really just take this to a different place. Like, all of a sudden, like I could be like, what? Heck, you could be like, yo, we're gonna do that with the drums too. Like, we're gonna take the drums to a different place too. Like, the drums are gonna go to Actually, yo, I wonder if I copy this page. Nah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. But I hope you get the point, right? Like I could, you can take a beat to a different dimension like that. It just wouldn't have existed before this. And that's just rate. That's just messing with rate, right? Like you could do that with anything. So if I go back to this, take away the metronome. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think you would be hearing a metronome. I'm only hearing a metronome. You literally have to set up the metronome to go out through main. So I shouldn't be too self-conscious about the metronome doing its or metronoming. But let me show you another use case that I used to use the scenes for, like especially with samples like this. I might introduce some chorus. I don't know if you heard that. I might do chorus. I might do, I might do lo-fi instead of chorus. In this case, let's see if I did lo-fi instead of chorus. Usually I mess with the bit rate. So it could literally take anything and just make it completely fire. So it's really tough to like demonstrate this, right? Because back when I used to make beats on this, like it would take me an hour to 2 hours just to get the pocket right. And it's rewarding once you get the pocket right. That's not something I'd ever like put out there. It's not even like a beat that I'm passionate about. Like, let's do something else. Let's go, let's work with another sample so you can really just get a feel for this. Yeah, so this is a sample that I made. So we're gonna work with it. I'm gonna slice this up. I'm not gonna really spend too much time thinking about how I'm gonna slice it up. I'm just gonna go ahead and slice it up into 16 slices, and I'm gonna see what I can come up with. Oh, that sort of warpedness that you're hearing, that's the time stretch. Just gonna turn it off. Hold on. Why did my slices went away? Because I turned off slice. Don't turn off slice, man. So I'm gonna go with the trap tempo with this, like trappish. We're gonna go back and forth with this. I saw you do a switch up on Digatone 2 the other day, similar to what you did with the AB slider. I wouldn't say it was, um, yes, but think about that as like a control all, but that's one dimension. With the Octatrack, you get like 16 dimensions of those switches. The only thing is the Octatrack has to be the sound source to make use of certain parameters. I could do the same things with the Octatrack to do that, right? Yeah, control all on the, okay, so let me just explain what I mean. Like, I think of control all as a means of generating a scene. Give me a sec. Let me take a random pattern. Let me throw this here. It might be the same pattern. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. Let me turn that down. Turn that down. So control all allows me to, hopefully you can hear this and it's not too loud, but control all, it's like you can control, it's not the same thing though. But with control all, I can kind of mimic something I would do on the track or on the Octatrack. But it's like, so I do this on the Octatrack, right, with the fader. The only thing is, you only get one dimension of that. I mean, yes, you can, like, but when I say one dimension, I say like basically one degree of freedom control all. Like, it's not like you can control multiple parameters at once. It's a completely different thing. It's its own thing actually, but you can kind of bring hey, what's good, man? You can bring variations to your tracks with, these diggy boxes, and I say that across the diggy boxes: Digatone, Digitac, Syntact as well. It's very easy to come up with variations because how I use the control all is actually to create different sections of the same beat. So this might be part A, right? I'm gonna just take that. I'm gonna go to another pattern, and then I might I don't know, do something wacky. Obviously, I'm not really thinking about it. That could be a section. I could go to another part of the beat and completely warp that. You know, that's another section, and you have that. You have the ability to kind of just go so many different places with your arrangement, wherever you want to go. I like the control. I think this is a great box for production. I think for performance and creating, it's literally scenes. Making a movie, performing your beats, adding feeling and stuff like that. I think it just works well with something, right? Or something making the beat, right? And you running that thing through this to kind of make it more alive. The Octatrack is definitely like, it's dope. I was gonna actually, I got off track with this one actually. I got off track with the Octatrack, dad joke. Let me find another sample here. Now, these aren't synced, right? I kind of like to work in one box, but I make the exception for the Octatrack because if I work in just the Octatrack, usually it's going to take me 2 hours. I don't have 2 hours like anymore. I used to make, I used to spend hours on this. It said unable to connect. Hopefully you guys could still hear me and see me. Um, that's a little hot. Give me a sec. I'm going to turn that down. So a track like this, right? That's 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 done, right? I'm so lazy sometimes. I'm like more about efficiency. Like I need to make something else. I'm gonna just take the same pattern. I'm gonna I might make the kick just slightly tune it up, like, you know what I'm saying? I might change the pattern of the kick a little bit. Just add a bit of variation. I'm just randomly just throwing in variation there. Obviously, I wouldn't actually do it exactly like this. I might change up the 808. I might change up the 808. Heck, I might get rid of the 808s altogether. I might change. You have to work hard. Like, yeah, perfect sound effect. You have to work hard on the Octatrack. Yeah, the stream is freezing. My fault. I think it's can you see me and hear me? Like I know my service is probably terrible right now. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Can you hear me right now? Are you able to see me? It looks like it's good on my end, but I think it's just YouTube. They're not liking my long streams. I make these terribly long streams at this point. I never used to do this before, but I'm getting better at it. And look, I will say this. I'll say this. Octatrack shines if you're trying to use it again as a piece to bring out another box. It also shines as a pretty fair drum machine, you know what I'm saying? But when you're trying to make a modern beat, unless you're already hip to like scenes and like you're into dynamics in music and what this can do, this just won't hit the ear, you know, the modern listener's ear. I can't describe it. It's a great tool. I think it's a classic. It's a classic item. It's just you have to kind of know it to appreciate what it does. If you don't know it and your ears tuned to radio and more modern sounds, this I mean, you can make trap beats on here. You can do certain things like that, but I mean, you can only go up to 24-bit. Like, um, there's a lot of limitations with this. Uh, but again, it shines as I don't even want to call it a sidekick, but it's kind of like a great sidekick. No, I agree. I think in 2025, a Dig Attack 2, especially if you want to make a lot of beats, unless you're performing live, that's a different story. But if you want to make a lot of beats, with the Dig Attack 2, I've made so much music that it's hard for me to sit down and come back to this Octatrack process and try to use it as a drum machine or I use it as a drum machine sometimes to program old LM1 samples or TR-808 samples, but to use it as the primary machine where I want to do music production, it's tough. Like, it's hard. It's hard work. You have to sit there. You have to set up the track, make sure the samples are hitting. Like, as you can see in this stream, like, I've been struggling. Like, but it's also been a while since I've actually tried to make something on here. So I'm still kind of, honestly, I'm kind of lost on this machine. Not lost in terms of what it can do, but lost in terms of where my samples are. Like, I forgot like where I was like where like my main go-to samples were. Like, I'm gonna go. I'm just honestly, man. It's fun, and maybe I can let me demonstrate. I'll just go ahead and demonstrate. At least the awesome part about this box, right? Oh, absolutely. Honestly, in 2025, I would hold off. I don't know anything. I have no idea what's going on, but I don't know if it was 2025, I don't know if I necessarily, uh, I can't say that. Octatrack is awesome, and I'll show you why it's awesome. Actually, I can't not like it. It's very good. How do I show you this? Well, what makes this hard is my audio is going through my dig attack. I was gonna set this up as a through track, right? Let's see if I still do that. I'm going through channel AB right now. If I was to do it, let me show you why I love the Octatrack. I'm gonna show you right now. I just might have to shut up. Like, I might literally have to be quiet because I'm gonna create some scenes for you right now. So I'm gonna go quiet for a little bit. Give me a sec. All right, so I don't think y'all can hear me, but this beat is coming from the Dig Attack 2, right? First off, yo, it's hard for me to go back to making beats on this thing because this thing is so fast. Like, this thing is like mad fast. Like, it's so fast. I don't even have to think. I just turn on Omnisphere. I connect it to my Dig Attack 2, and it's just so easy. It's so frustrating. Like, but I just had to express that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, but definitely like here's why I love the Octatrack, right? Like, you know, because I'll take this. I'm gonna create a scene. Get out that dynamic. So that's why. That's why. I mean, because you can completely just bring a track alive with reverb, creating space in these scenes. And don't get me started on EasyBot's templates. EasyBot, he's he's put so much work into this box, his templates. I'm not even using EasyBots. I'm just kind of using like memory as to like, okay, I used to like to use chorus. I used to like to use lo-fi. Sometimes I like to use dark reverb. I like to use DJ effects mixer, DJ EQ. Um, EasyBox, I mean EasyBot. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Yeah, like his templates really show you what this thing can do, and it has made the Octatrack way more fun. Like for me, right? Again, I was using this as a groove box because this was the only box I had for a time period, outside of some synthesizers, and I had to use this to sequence the synthesizers and make that work. I mean, you get like what 4 note polyphony per MIDI channel on this. Um, so you really had to get creative, like if you're gonna use this as a centerpiece. But now I can use it for what I mean. It's a performance sampler and a mixer. So I use it as such. I'm not really trying to make a whole beat out of this thing. I'm kind of trying to use this to do very complex operations to make the sound, I mean, yes, these past few weeks I have been plugging in my Digitone or Digitact, direct into my laptop because you can do the USB over audio. It's simple. And, sometimes I like simplicity. Um, but I know I can always come back to this if I ever wanted to perform my stuff live. This box is an amazing box. I think this box, I mean, you can make some amazing hip hop electronic beats on this. I just don't, you need to have like the brain capacity it takes to sit there and get something to sound the way you like it. It just takes a lot of time, like a lot of energy. And at this point in my life, I'm trying to move fast. I'm trying to move fast. This won't allow me to cook up like on a daily basis and get beats out. Like right now I'm like, dang, I didn't make anything, but I'm all right. Like I've I've been going crazy. Yeah, time is money and money is time. Exactly. And so I love this thing. I think it will be dope to perform using the Digitac 2 or any other groove box into this, right? But um, I'm just at a point where time is money. I could crank out some great beats on the Digitac and Digitone. Like, if I only had one other box beside the Octatrack, I would say honestly, it doesn't matter. Like you could go with the Digitac, you'll be happy. You could go with the Digatone, you'd be happy because again, like just just having something next to it will let it shine. It by itself, it's it can be fun. It just takes a lot of time. So, and that's very expensive, especially in this fast-paced world and trying to keep up with the content. And I'm just trying to get better, get faster, and yeah. So I can't emphasize speed more now in 2025. It's all about speed, but also getting your ideas out as fast as possible. And oh, that's another thing. The process is a little bit more predictable. Like you can get a more predict. I actually put that on purchase. Yeah, yeah. I understand. I mean, is it 15.99? I thought it was like 13.99. Did they raise the price? Like what? No way. 15.99 for real? 15.99. What? No. It wasn't 15.99 when I got it. Wait, what? I would never bought it. Nah, I didn't. Wait, what? Hold on. Yo, nah, this had to go up. 15.99. Look, listen, it's still worth it. It's I can't even. Yo, I can't even. Let me see. I'm trying to find if I can go to my email to see if I can find like a receipt when I bought it. Like 15.99. I swear it wasn't 15.99 a few years ago. It was like 1300. I thought it was like 13.99, 12.99. But no, yeah, don't. Yeah, get you the Mark One. I mean, it is worth it because it can do things that no other box can do, for sure. It's 59. Yeah, 9.99 is pricey enough. I totally agree, especially in these times. Truth be told, I used some Bitcoin, some Bitcoin profit. Like I didn't have a lot, some crypto profit. Like, but I was like, oh well, I got a little profit. So let me put this, slide this through. Cause 2021, if you recall, that was a good year. That was a good, interesting year. So I was like, let me put this on payment plan, and I got this, So yeah, facts. So I just yeah, that's how I ended up making the jump in investment. But 15.99, that's crazy. I don't remember spending 15.99. Pretty sure it was cheaper, but I guess it's inflation. Um, yo, let me do something. Hmm. It's it's hard to come back to this box with the mindset of I'm gonna make a beat. It's just hard because as you can see in my previous live, MPC live is 12.99. Yo, I'd cop an MPC. Low key, I wouldn't even. Hey, with the MPC, like I'd be cooking up fast. There's nothing wrong with the MPC. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I would probably make a lot of decent beats on the MPC. Get that nice feel, that nice swing, all that. I think I'm just hard headed. I just like doing things the hard way. So I don't know, man. This is this is like I don't know. MPC is awesome. Like when I had an MPC one, I was doing some things like facts, especially with the looper. I love that looper. You know what? I'm gonna start like this. This is how I used to work. I used to start with drums. 1, 2, 3. Hot. Because sometimes the drums can help guide the groove. Because I'm like, yo, how did I make beats on? And let me take off the quantize. Let me see. 2, 3, 4. Oh, the good thing about this though, because you're stuck on one track, I don't have to jump between tracks and modify the trigs. I could just do that all in one track. So that's one good thing about this like limited workflow. You said I got my Ableton Live 12 to fall on if I need a DAW in the box. Facts. Yo, I got my Logic Pro. Yo, Logic Pro. Yo, you just need a DAW. You just need Omnisphere. These drum machines are nice, are very nice to have. Digitac is extremely nice to have. If you're working with the DAW, like you can create some crazy pockets on this. You mix that in with the Omnisphere and the expansiveness of a DAW, you're set. You just need a Digitac and a DAW. That's it. You don't need anything else. I'm just gonna be truthful with you. You don't need anything else. You just need, if you're making hip hop, you just need a Digitac and a DAW. Crazy. That's it. Like, cause you get that overbridge, so you can print out the stems, get the stems in there. You can do whatever you want in the DAW, do some crazy arrangements in the DAW. Best of both worlds. When you make a beat on the Octatrack, there's no overbridge, there's no audio over USB, so you're just kind of like you're stuck in this matrix of infinite possibilities, but it's very limited too. So it's like limited in one direction, but like it's infinite in terms of like uh in terms of it's just I, oh my gosh, I messed up that pocket. All right, then this is where I would bring the shaft hats. I would normally bring the shaft hats here. I'd do the shaft hats like what? Let me I would bring the shaft hats here. I love these shaft hats. I can't stop using them. Like it's like a pocket that I've always loved. So I'm gonna turn turn the release down to 0. Oh, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're gonna go back to that David Ruffin sample because I know I'm gonna find something with David Ruffin's voice, and that I wish it would rank. Well, sorry, the Temptations. That's disrespectful. And shout out Otis because he's still alive. I seen a meme the other day. Yo, shout out Otis from the Temptations. He's still alive. He a real one. Okay. Shout out Otis. Because everybody else fell down the rabbit hole of vices. The saddest one was Paul Williams, man. Ooh. Here's the thing though, like I gotta, if I'm gonna have to slow this down a little bit because it was too upbeat. All right, and I gotta fix the sample again. It's gotta be synced. All right, we're gonna try that one. Yeah, Dig Attack 2 and Ableton gotta be like a crazy pair because you get that, like, I know Ableton has a lot of features. Let's go back to the slice mode. Oh no. Oh, the worst thing about that record is I think it was mono, so like some of the instruments were on the left. I mean, well, I'm probably stating it wrong, but some of the elements were only on the right, and so when I try to pan to the left, I hear nothing. So yeah, DT2 does not have a slice machine. When it gets a slice machine, that's gonna be crazy if it does, because it's fast now. So imagine if you had that same speed plus configure ability to really program and slice those samples. You'd just be unstoppable. We're gonna go with that Michael Jackson joint right quick. Let's see. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm tempted to go slower to make it like more dramatic, like, so I'm definitely gonna, I'm tempted to really go slow with this, like, so I'm gonna have to slow down this sample again. It's not gonna like it. It's gonna just sound crazy. We're just gonna keep going. Yo, I low-key want an OPXY, but oh my gosh, $2,000. This is just, might as well get a profit. Like, what? 2,000? No. If I, you know what? Before I get an OPXY, I must spend that money on a motif, a keyboard, like the Yamaha motif. The OPXY for $2,000? Is it really worth it? Like an OPXY? Like, I mean, I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure it sounds amazing, but is it really worth it for $2,000? Like I had the OPZ. That was great. All right, so let's go back here to the sample. Digitac and a Digiton in one box with less capabilities. That's interesting. So the synthesis, is it, so I guess you don't get as much of the synthesis element, huh? That's an interesting way to put it. I think it might be worth it. But how many tracks do you get? You know what I'm saying? Hey man, shout out Michael Jackson. Shout out, shout out the Jacksons. The Jacksons put this out. All right, so now we're gonna go to, let's make a B part. So. Okay, lagging. Yo, I want to make y'all aware of something. So when I was making these beats on the Octatrack, like, yo, one thing I will state, like, you do get three LFOs. Three LFOs per track. So with these hi-hats, I would probably, because I get three LFOs, I'm gonna use at least one of those LFOs to make the hi-hats dance in the mix. Because this is kind of stagnant. So I'm gonna use one of the LFOs to go to balance. So it's like kind of like hypnosis. nah, it's kind of like hypnosis, not gonna lie. So like the listener is locked in there, and add some like, some of these effects is a hit or miss, right? But like, you kind of find what works. Comb filter, there's a comb filter. Ooh, this is where I would put a scene, right? I'd have a scene like, but these would have to have the mix up, right? Because I don't want the mix up for this and for like the comb filter. Ooh, watch this. what I like about this, because you would interact with this beat like you would never like interact with on any other machine. That's why it's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming back. So even with the drums, like even with like even with the what I used to do would be so like basic. Sometimes I would pitch it up. Sometimes I would add some retrick. Probably not that, because I got a compressor on it. Let me see. I would have to like not have a compressor on this, like, because I want to do some other things. Like, oh no, let me not. Oh, I messed up there. Even with the sample, I might have a scene where the sample does something like, first off, classic reverse. You could go anywhere, but you can kind of go anywhere between those two settings. And then back in the day, what I would probably do here is like it would just be like filler stuff. Like, I would just get like some. So like I used to have this classic sample from a Tribe Called Quest. So I would just throw that in there, just to make it like extra hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'd throw some yay in there. You got yay in there, like that's on the flex. What is that, a flex or is that a? I would get creative and kind of just have fun with it at this point in the process. Oh, that was another thing, yo. I used to use this for like, because you get that like, you could go from like forward to backward on the Octatrack. Um, it's not like, so that's the difference. On the Digitact and Digatone, well, Digitact specifically, you just have play forward or play backward. On the Octatrack, you have this thing called rate, which would you can, it's a continuous parameter basically. So you can have the sample play forward on one scene, but also have it play backward on another scene, and kind of scratch between them. So I actually did that on the wrong track. Don't do that on drums. You want to do that on a sample. Something that, makes sense. So I might have the sample play backwards on one scene, play forward on another scene. Listen closely. I'm going to actually turn it off. I might also pitch it up. Like I might pitch it up. I might find that like, but the thing with pitching it up is the sample's gonna be like faster and shorter. So like to combat that being shorter, I would just turn on the retrig and put it on triplet, so it could be like dramatic. So like I'll be like. Oh, I'm starting to get my mojo back with this thing. Like I see why. I see why. I'm starting to see why. You feel me? Like you feel me? Like I wasn't clicking with this because like I've been like so focused on making fast beats, but yo, you could really set up some vibes. Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. It's like a vibe. Like, so what I noticed is like even with that one, like I would like, it's like even if when you move in that fader like in time, like a triplet, it just works like. Now it works better like when you have more trigs. I only have 4 trigs right now. Like, but if I had like this filled out more, you would hear less breaks. You know what I'm saying? But like, my goodness. thank you for checking this out, bro. Like, yo, this is. I didn't think I was gonna get through this video and make something because I was struggling. Like, I've been on for like nearly 2 hours. It's a 2 hour process, but I mean, I came up with that pretty quickly. I think I'm gonna take mental note. Like, if I ever make beats on this, I gotta start with the drums first. You gotta start with the pocket first. Like, it's not like anything else where you can kind of, play around with melodies. Now you gotta start from the ground up with this machine because you can be chopping and modifying samples for days. It's best to just kind of trial and error it, like just come up with the pocket, trial and error the samples, and just figuring it out from there. But yo, thank you for checking this out. We'll be back at it later this week, so peace.